Okay, good morning everybody, and welcome to the Discover Inner Wheel New Zealand session for today. During this session, the four of us here are going to share with you information about Inner Wheel New Zealand. So I'll just share my screen so you can see the presentation we're going to give. So hopefully you have signed in to the right to the right place today. This is Discover Inner Wheel New Zealand, and many of you probably that are here probably found out about this through the Women Magazine article or through the Facebook advertising that we've been doing. So today you're going to hear from four of us. I'm Michelle Atkinson, a member, as I said, of the Inner Wheel Club of Aotea and the current Inner Wheel New Zealand president. We have Dot Anderson Lee, who introduced herself earlier. She's from the Inner Wheel Club of Marlborough and is the immediate past president. And Alessandra Skerritt, who's coming in from the Inner Wheel Club of Queenstown, the Inner Wheel New Zealand Vice President, and Joanne Gowden in Napier from the Inner Wheel Club of Ahuriri as our membership facilitator. So you're going to hear from all four of us today as we share information about Inner Wheel. So during this session, you're going to learn what Inner Wheel is, what Inner Wheel in New Zealand is all about, membership opportunities that are there for you, how to join, and we have a really exciting Tickled Pink campaign. I'm going to hand over now to Dot, who's going to let us know what Inner Wheel is all about. Thanks, Dot.
Morning, ladies. I'm Dot Anderson Lee, and I'm the immediate past president for Inner Wheel New Zealand. I finished my year at the end of June last year. It was a very big year, and I passed over to Michelle, who you've heard from. I'm just here to tell you about what Inner Wheel is, just in case you don't already know. The objects, there are 3 objects that are set by International Inner Wheel that all members abide by. To promote true friendship. It goes without saying that all women in Inner Wheel are better for the friends they made. Inner Wheel friends are the first on the scene if there's a crisis in your family, baking, gardening, or just being there. To encourage the ideals of personal service. Some people like to have a purpose in life, and Inner Wheel gives them that, with one of their main objectives being personal service. This can be in the form of assisting charities with fundraising or practical help, entertaining the elderly in rest homes, knitting, sewing, or crafting for prem babies, hospices, cancer patients, and offering help in crises, whether locally or internationally. This is particularly relevant with recent disasters in Vanuatu, Tonga, Fiji, and Australia. To foster international understanding, Inner Wheel has clubs in 104 countries, and members enjoy seeing and hearing about club activities in all of those via social media. At this time, we are devastated for our friends in the Inner Wheel clubs in Ukraine, many of whom have been uprooted from their homes and their lives and face an uncertain future. Inner Wheel clubs in nearby Romania, Bulgaria, and Moldova have been offering physical help by taking refugees into their homes. The overall structure of Inner Wheel worldwide begins with the club member, the most important person in our organisation. The club member belongs to a club, which is part of a district within the country, and following on, the districts are part of the national body of the country. In turn, the countries all form part of International Inner Wheel. Inner Wheel clubs all support the same main objectives of International Inner Wheel as I outlined before. However, every club is guided by the makeup of its members on how it will achieve its goals. Some clubs have members who are very good at entertaining, so they may focus on an annual fundraiser, such as last night of the proms, which one club raised over $38,000 for their local hospice. Other clubs have sewers and regularly donate silky pillows to the Cancer Society. Others have regular fundraisers and support our national project, Look Good, Feel Better. Club members come together at district meetings, national conferences, and international conventions, And these events allow members to meet up with old friends whilst making new ones. There is an international theme set by the international president every year. This year, the theme is Pink First, which is promoting women first. And International Inner Wheel provides a social theme every 3 years. So in 2021, the theme became Strong Women, Stronger World. The United Nations and Inner Wheel is fortunate that we have currently 6 Inner Wheel members accredited at the United Nations offices in Geneva, Vienna, and New York. The representatives follow and assist the work sessions of the Commission regarding important themes such as human rights, rights of the children, conditions of women, the family, the elderly, and drugs, and report to the International Vice President on the activities of the committees and conferences. They are our link with the United Nations and in turn must report to the UN on what we do in Inner Wheel. During an Inner Wheel year, a list is kept of volunteer hours of every club member in New Zealand, and a copy of our annual report of volunteer hours, along with the many charities supported, is forwarded to International Inner Wheel to forward on to our UN representatives to keep them informed about the work of our members. During my year, over 61,000 volunteer hours were advised. This was a huge effort by our members.
Thank you, Dot. That was wonderful. We really do a lot of work with our service hours, and to record those and to be able to share them is something we find really special. So as well as those lovely amount of hours that we volunteered, we also supported over 269, nearly 270 charities across New Zealand alone. So women in New Zealand are doing wonderful work as Inner Wheel members following those 3 principles. What Alessandra is now going to do is to tell us about Inner Wheel in New Zealand.
Well, first of all, Inner Wheel New Zealand has 45 clubs and there are 4 districts. In the Upper North Island, including New Caledonia, our clubs go from Whangarei to Hamilton. Sorry about this. The Lower North Island goes from Napier to Wellington, and the Upper South Island to NZ297 goes from Motueka to Ashburton, and the Lower South Island goes from Waimate to Invercargill. We have club levels, so a member can join a club or virtual membership. There's 2 options. There are 7 roles plus extra committee members, and it's a chance to learn. Clubs get to meet on average about once a month, 10 to 11 times a year. And some clubs have speakers. They get involved with fundraisers and other activities. Some clubs have preferred annual sponsored charities and add other charities through the year. Our foundation of friendship helps our members grow by developing personal growth and their leadership skills. The nice thing is at club level, this is a great time where you can actually enjoy your friendship. But stepping into the virtual friendship area, we've also got the next level for district, which is club and now virtual. So you'll be enjoying a district meeting if you become a virtual member. Each district has 6 or more clubs, and it is the next level up for our members to develop in their personal growth and leadership skills. District meetings have members that find new friends, and we all enjoy seeing each other and catching up. As a virtual member, we have an upcoming district meeting you may enjoy to attend. Every district has 2 district meetings a year. We have an empowerment day that helps our members to learn the new skills, activities, and roles and empowers them in their communities. And our next empowerment days are coming up in April, May, and June throughout the 4 districts. The next level above district is national, and the national governing body meets twice a year. Sorry. in various parts of New Zealand. We have a national conference. And this is a fabulous opportunity to attend our national conference every 2 years as members meet other members from around New Zealand, making new friends, learning what's happening in other clubs and districts. We learn and laugh. We have fun making new friends while gaining skills and understanding about our nationwide communities. As members, you may wish to attend the Australian conference too. We also have an international convention. Choose to attend an international convention held every 3 years. Last year, it was in India, which is our first virtual convention. There were members from many countries there who attended. Next convention is in Manchester, England, as we celebrate 100 years, our centennial celebrations, and you will discover new friends that you may make for a lifetime. So many countries do various charities, from knitting to helping with various causes. In some of the countries like India, where they build hospitals and schools, every project, no matter what the size, is all important. It is an amazing opportunity to become a member and grow as a leader in your community and beyond. Inner Wheel is good at friendship and building those connections, which leads to lifelong friendships and fellowship.
Yes, we do enjoy our friendship and getting together, and in New Zealand we have a wonderful group of ladies that we have made friends from all over the country. Attending those international conventions really does build a whole lot of friendships across the whole world, which is great for us to now be able to. I still keep in contact with people from all around the world through the power of Facebook and technology. Joanne, you're going to jump in here and tell us a little bit more about what Inner Wheel clubs do.
Thanks, Michelle. Michelle told you earlier I'm currently the membership officer, and of course without members our organisation wouldn't exist. The member is the important part mostly. You have to have all the other bits and pieces, the governance. However, the member and the club meetings are where it all starts. And just like our membership, each club and each district operate differently. Some clubs function as an evening dinner club. Some meet for lunchtime meals, and others just gather and enjoy a coffee together, perhaps after they've had their speaker, enjoyed an activity together, or sometimes just popping out to a local garden and checking out what's happening in your community. Our speakers that we have at club and district level are often talking to us about social issues in our communities. Sometimes they're talking about topics of interest that members have expressed they'd like to know a bit more about, or other times it's another organisation coming in to tell us what they do to help support our community and how we can help them to carry out their work. Lots at district level, we carry on that ideal with the social projects that we all support. Currently, NZ294 is supporting Days for Girls. I don't know if you know about that one, but that's helping with period poverty globally, but also here in our own country. Nationally, we have in the past helped support the Stella Foundation when the P crisis was at its peak about 10 years ago. We've given our support to RAW, the foundation set up by Anna Stretton to help women to transition from coming out of jail and getting back into their communities and not returning on that cycle. At the moment, we're working alongside Look Good, Feel Better, a major player in the support of women with cancer, who help everybody to adjust to what's happening to them at that time. So you can see there's a big range of different activities that we're supporting. Lots of the clubs, of course, support many of their local charities, Women's Refuge, family centres, along with any other interest in your community that you can think of. They're out there, we're giving them support if we can. To underpin our friendship side, lots of the clubs have extra monthly social gatherings, whether it's walking groups, mahjong groups, knitting circles, online catch-ups, which is something a little bit new for Inner Wheel. We've had to develop that over the last couple of years. I think we're doing quite well at the moment. And of course, we get out and we help support the major volunteer organisations when we can. Collections for Cancer and all of those street rattlers, you'll probably find Inner Wheel there. And as Ellie said, the international experience is a major part of Inner Wheel. It helps us to understand that women all around the world with different cultures, different lifestyles, in actual fact, are just women like us, and that they're out there helping their communities just like we are. Yeah, I think I'll let Michelle show us a little video she's got of some of those things happening in our communities.
Thank you, Joanne. And just a little note, the images in this video are all Inner Wheel New Zealand members out there in action and enjoying what they do so well. Go, Joanne, back to you.
Not there.
Oh, Joanne's not
serving.
here. So what Joanne was going to share now is what some of our membership opportunities are for you. So we have 3 opportunities available. First is to join a club near you. Next is to become a virtual member, which I'm going to share with you shortly. And then we have this concept of getting 10 friends together and creating a club of your own. So in order to undertake those, at the beginning of this presentation, when Ali was talking about the clubs in New Zealand, there was a map. That map can be found at our website, www.innerwheel.org.nz/clubs. And each of the logos on that map actually indicates the location of a club. Click on that logo or click on the list that's available on that page, and you can enter the club web page where you can find out what that club gets up to, see some photos of some of their activities, and you are invited to make direct contact through the club email account listed on that page, or just fill in the contact sheet on the website, and we will connect you with the right person to make contact with. Virtual membership is a new way to meet, and that is available on the website at www.innerwheel.org.nz/join-us. There's an opportunity for you there to join directly as a virtual member. I'm going to share you some more information about that very shortly. And then this concept of create a club. This is a new concept, and it is something that needs to be done in conversation with Joanne through membership at iwnz.org.nz, and we will guide you through the process and discuss the concept of how a club could be formed, if that's something that interests you. So now's my turn to introduce to you the concept of virtual membership. Now, virtual membership is for people who are interested in connecting with like-minded women. Maybe there is no Inner Wheel club near you, or you just don't have the time to join a physical club. Maybe you want flexibility. Are you interested in service to the community and sharing your ideas with others? Or are you just seeking connections with other people outside of being your family and your work colleagues? I don't know about you, but lately I've been working from home. And in the concept of working from home, I have found that I'm just not seeing other people outside of those in my own home or virtually through work meetings, apart from my Inner Wheel friends and my club members who we do get together occasionally for coffee and catch-ups, or we get together online for Friday evening drinks or social time and activities. And I have been really fortunate to be able to travel the country to visit some of my friends, my Inner Wheel friends around the country as well. However, for a lot of us, we're finding that our life has got quite small and we're contained to working from home and only seeing our work colleagues and our family. So this is an opportunity for you to connect with people outside of that realm, where you can connect, you can make friends, and at the same time, you can look at ways that you can give back to the community. So how a virtual membership is going to work. Virtual membership is going to be held via Zoom meetings, hosted at first by the national membership team, which is the 4 of us you're seeing here. Predominantly, it will be Dot and myself that will be hosting these events to start with. You will connect to a WhatsApp group if you choose, and we can create a private Facebook group for you to share ideas and information. Once you join as a virtual member, you'll find on the Inner Wheel New Zealand website, when you get your personal login to that system, there is a section in there for discussion forums. This is for any Inner Wheel member, but it's an opportunity that we have just started, where we are inviting members to take part in an online book club, gardeners group, knitting circle, and a sewing bee group. In these discussion forums, you're invited to share your ideas and to start discussions with other members. What else is included? Well, as a virtual member, you become an actual Inner Wheel member. So you're invited to any district that is happening. So you can attend that in person, or some of them, there will be opportunities to join online as well. And you will receive the international and the national newsletters. So internationally, this year there have been 6 newsletters, and nationally we are doing 4 newsletters. So you'll get regular updates of what's happening around the country. But we're hoping that you'll meet monthly as a club to learn to meet each other. You will have mentorship from Inner Wheel New Zealand membership team. And ultimately, we're going to look at setting up these virtual clubs as regional clubs. So at first, we need to get a number of people to join us. We are so close now to actually being able to charter a whole club, which will grow and become known as an identity with an international Inner Wheel as an actual Inner Wheel club. You'll be able to stamp your own personality on that. There is nothing stopping you from switching from virtual to physical at any time. So you're able to move through and transfer into other clubs as time and your situation changes. If there's interest in one particular area, we will look at doing little breakout groups and starting clubs physically in those local areas. There's nothing stopping someone from a physical club also from transferring and becoming a virtual member. We feel that virtual membership is going to offer you a mixture of virtual space and physical connections through being involved in the district and national event. Coming up in 2023, we have our national conference, which will be held in Wellington. And in 2024, internationally, the convention is going to be celebrating 100 years as Inner Wheel. And the convention is going to be held in Manchester. So there's some opportunities there for people that would like to travel and to meet more people around the country and the world. How do you join? Just a quick reminder, going online to join a club. And just to let you know a little bit about what the fees and costs involved in being an Inner Wheel member are. Every Inner Wheel member pays a levy that goes to international, to national, and to the district bodies. And then if you're joining a physical club that's already set up, they will have their own club fee that they charge on top of that. So fees range between $40 to $80 a year as a physical club. That's an annual fee. To be a virtual member, we will be managing all of the licensing and the tools that are available for the virtual members. So for us, the virtual member fee is going to be $60 for an annual fee. But if you join now, there is no charge until the 1st of July 2022, until the club gets officially chartered. And the reason that these fees virtual and for clubs run from the 1st of July to the 30th of June every year is because we are an international organization, and that is the membership framework set by international. So our year starts on the 1st of July. And then if you want to create a club, as I said before, you need to contact Joanne and she will talk you through the process, and then we find out what the fees will be for that club. So I'm going to hand over now to Ellie, who's going to explain the new Tickled Pink campaign that we've got running for 2021-22. Over to you, Ellie.
Well, this is quite fabulous. So we're tickled pink that you've come here today. And this is a wonderful opportunity if you decide to join between now and before the 27th of May. So from any member who's become a new member this year, as of the 1st of July to the 20th of 2021, goes into a draw, and we're drawing that on the 27th of May on 2022. It's a fabulous time at the Hilton Queenstown Resort Spa. They've sponsored 2-night stay with a King Deluxe Lake View room, breakfast for 2 at the Wakatipu Grill, and a 60-minute absolute relaxation massage at their Euphora Spa at the Queenstown Hilton. It's a fabulous opportunity. So please come join and have your name go into the draw.
Yeah, we are so excited because the Hilton have been wonderful supporters of us. We held our conference there in 2021, and since flourished, and they are wonderful supporters of the organisation, and we're just delighted that they've offered us this sponsorship opportunity now. We look forward to having our national changeover at the Hilton on the 28th of May, where we will be drawing the prize winner from this. So if you join today, you go straight into the draw automatically, and who knows, you might be getting a phone call from myself on the 29th of May to share the happy news that you can have a little trip down to Queenstown. Sadly, we don't put in the airfares, but I think if you can get there, then the 2 nights for 2 staying in the beautiful settings of the Hilton will be just amazing. So I'm going to open the floor now and see if there are any questions. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask? No? One of the questions that we had prior to this was, how does a virtual club do service? So that's an opportunity we are exploring, and the concept is that through having your monthly discussions and club meetings, you'll be able to share opportunities from your local communities and opportunities that you would like people to get involved in, and share those, and we can see how we can develop possibly online fundraising, or we can find organizations that people can connect with in their own communities. It's a whole new world of how we can do things, and we've got Dot and I have a number of ideas that we'll be able to share with you once the club gets up and running. No other questions from anyone? Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the virtual one for myself, because I suppose I'm about an hour from New Plymouth,
Yes.
but the service side of it is the part that I was most interested in. So I guess initially, yeah, it's a bit of trial and error, isn't it?
Well, it is, and there are, I mean, it is something that we're going to be discussing in the first virtual membership meeting, because there have been a couple of ideas that have been bandied around, and there are opportunities that, for example, one of them was, you know, a lot of people have been getting involved in local food banks lately. So that's a discussion that they can have in the virtual club. And they can share how they've managed to connect, or, you know, ideas and how they connect with local food banks. So it's just starting ideas. There are some, and we'll be sharing with you, we'll be bringing in people from around New Zealand that have been very successful in some of their service opportunities that their clubs have done. So we'll be sharing with you some of those opportunities that they've been doing. So for example, in NZ294, which is the district that you would be part of, because you're down in Hawera, their district project has been 4 Days for Girls, and they've been able to, as each club has been fundraising to support buying sewing machines for a community in Malawi. So that's a conversation that we would get you in contact with their district ISO, which is their International Service and Organizer, and find out about what the opportunities are with doing something like that, how you can be involved in that project.
Right.
We have a number of projects. That's a whole other meeting
Right.
to share those sorts of ideas. So we have been developing lots of ideas behind the scenes of how service projects can work on the virtual.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, well, that sounds interesting. And then, as you said earlier, I could at some stage, if it worked, transfer over to New Plymouth. And am I right in hearing, so as a virtual member, I could still also attend some social activities or whatever at New Plymouth?
Definitely. I know that New Plymouth would open their arms up and you'd be welcome to join there. But the other idea, Jill, is that maybe you can encourage some other ladies within your local community to join you as well as a virtual member. And then one day that might grow to around your closer around your area, so that you could get your own physical club around the region.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just new here. We've only been here a year, and but I am starting to get to know people, and you sort of start to see needs in the area and that sort of thing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that's one thing we're hoping that people are going to talk about, is the fact that we're finding some of the new members are new in their local areas. So they're finding a way that they can get involved in their community. And by having those conversations with other people that are new in their areas that may not necessarily be where you currently are, then it gives you some ideas of where you can go to reach out and find within your local community, and to share those ideas with others to get a little sort of action group going somehow.
Right. Okay. All right. That sounds good. Thank you.
Great.
The other thing, people at home are sometimes already making things. Like I have friends that make dresses for Dress a Girl around the world. They're not currently Inner Wheel members, but if they wanted to join an Inner Wheel club or a virtual club, we could capture the volunteer hours, because there's many thousands of hours that they put into these things, and they're just doing this at their own homes. And think of something like that for virtual membership would be great, because the hours would be captured for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah. And it's also a way that the word can be spread about what these like dressing a girl around the world. Then, you know, we can be sharing that in more communities around the country too. So
Right.
about these opportunities.
I know that there's a lot of craft groups, or a few craft groups in the area that do like a lot of knitting and that sort of thing. Generally because they're older ladies and they love knitting, for example. So they just knit and then they just, you know, find places to give it away. So, you know, there's a lot of people around like that have these skills, like you say.
A lot of the hospitals like to have prem baby things and all that sort of thing. It's great, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the crafting side, the scrapbooking side, I know that down in Marlborough they've been making scrapbooks for Alzheimer's patients.
Okay.
And so they've been making those and then taking them into the rest homes. Is that correct, Dot?
Yes, they're making great big scrapbooks. They're focusing on things that Alzheimer's people that have kind of lost a bit of their recent memory can bring back memories of, say, the royal family when the Queen was the Queen's coronation was on, or fabulous food shots and things like that. It's just a wonderful way of sort of jogging their memories.
Yeah. Yeah, there's things I'd never thought of, things like that.
Yeah, bright pictures, and it's just so easy, you know, and they just take them into the homes and these people's faces light up. It's amazing. And it's just so easy to do, and for the cost of a scrapbook and somebody's time to put some pictures together.
Yeah, sure. Oh, sounds great.
Yeah.
So
There's lots of ideas. There's so many ideas that it's just amazing. And connecting like this, everybody's ideas count, and there's things that we haven't thought of that new people will think of. So it's great.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
So it's quite exciting. We're excited about the opportunities and what people are going to be able to share and how that can build as well. So yeah, it's just going to grow, I think. You know, the whole concept is for it to grow bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
We have to start somewhere though.
Yeah.
So, you know, what you will see is, you know, I think Joanne put it beautifully the other day that, you know, we have quite a range of ages and personalities within Inner Wheel. Not all of them are as young as us. But, you know, we're looking through the concept of technology and virtual membership, and to grow our membership, we're looking at a way that's going to work for us for the future. I joined Inner Wheel in 2008. You would have read my story. If you haven't read well, all four of us were in the Women magazine sharing our membership stories. So we have all been in Inner Wheel for, you know, various lengths of time, but we are passionate about keeping it going. As the older clubs are dying down, it's time for us to look forward and see what can we do to help spread the word of the work that so many people are already doing, but just if they could do it under an umbrella of an organisation that's going to get some credit and some recognition for them for what they're doing in the communities. So that's where we're looking for this concept of virtual membership to take it forward, and hopefully that will grow into a number of new physical clubs in lots of regions around the country too. Were there any more questions? Okay, I'm going to just share the screen one more time. So if you have any more questions that come up, you can either email Joanne at membership, or we have a part-time administrator who deals with all the technical issues. So if you're having trouble when you do join online, if there are any technical issues, please contact Ariel, our administrator. And this is her email, is admin@iwnz.org.nz. I'm going to share a slightly different version of the previous video for you now, just so that you can refresh your memory of some of the things that Inner Wheel is all about. So just to finish up with saying thank you for coming today, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you as a new member. You can go to www.innerwheel.org.nz/join-us. Thank you everyone for attending, and we'll stay online just for a few little moments if they've got any other questions to follow.
Great. Thank you very much.